What is up, everybody? Ray and Brennan here with Franchise Tag Fantasy Football, bringing you another heater. Now we're talking about CJ Stroud and the quarterback prospects.
Yes,
This is
sir.
the meat and potatoes. This is it. This is the top of the echelon. Brennan, I am super excited about these quarterbacks. What do you have for us about CJ Stroud?
Well, CJ Stroud's your prototypical, size and weight. He's 6'3", 214. He's got 10-inch hands. His 40 time was about 4.6 and a half. For him, he's very mature. He's highly intelligent. He's a pocket passer first and foremost. He makes really good decisions. Does have a phenomenal job of reading through his progressions, and he understands when to put touch and when to put zip on the ball. So that's like his like if you were to like sum him up in a nutshell.
Yeah, and the thing that I really wanted to bring about CJ Stroud is that I feel like he has the highest floor. I
Okay.
think that's
Yeah.
the most accurate out
Yeah.
of all of them, out of
Yes.
all of the top four quarterbacks we're going to talk about. The highest floor,
He's the
maybe,
safest.
yes. If I'm an NFL team, if I'm the Panthers at 101, this is who I'm taking. I know we're going to get to it, Brennan. Don't worry. Ladies and gentlemen, please tune in for our Bryce Young debate. But I feel like he is the safest guy to take. He is the prototypical quarterback you're looking for. He
Yes.
has the prototypical arm. He has
Mhm.
above average arm strength,
Mhm.
above average decision making right
Mhm.
now, unless you're talking about a press conference.
Yes.
He has athleticism to get him outside of the pocket. He reads defenses as well because he came from a prototypical pro style offense from Ohio State. He has played with real NFL talent receivers for the majority of his collegiate career,
I would say
and
his
he has
entire
played
collegiate
against
career.
the majority,
Yes.
the
I mean,
the the, the big part of it.
yes. He's his thing is that like he doesn't hesitate to attack with his throws. He has the arm strength, like you said, and he finds ways to platform his throws when forced to move his feet. His tape shows he's able to go through his progressions. He does all the things when you look at like a typical quarterback. And what the cons of him were like, oh, he hesitates to use his legs. He needs to square up to his target when rolling out. Needs a clear scan for potential pressure points near the line of scrimmage. Um, you know, when he talked about like he uses his legs, I felt like when I watched that Georgia game, and I think he gets talked about this a lot, is that it showed that he was willing to do everything he needed to do to win that game. I mean, I don't know if you guys see those stats, but 348 yards, 4 touchdowns, 12 rushing attempts for 34 yards. So he was able to, and that like the tape, like the stats alone don't show. Like I think he did, like in my eyes, he did way more than what the stats show in that Georgia game. That was probably one of the most exciting games to watch for the playoffs they had.
And the thing that keeps bringing me back to CJ Stroud being the 101, the thing
Mhm.
that really brings me back is I feel like he has intangibles and an eliteness to him
Mhm.
to garner the 101. And when I'm drafting at the 101, I need a quarterback, obviously. That's
Mhm.
that's 99% of the time that you're going to take somebody at the 101.
Yeah.
I want somebody that has some sort of elite talent to him. And I feel like he brings not necessarily one skill that's elite,
Mhm.
but multiple that are very good that can progress to elite.
Okay. Let me
That's
let me
how
play
I
let me play devil's advocate here just
okay.
for a second here. Now, when you watched him play, obviously he had tremendous talent. Did he make you say wow, or did the wide receivers make you say wow?
That's the part that kind of worries me. That's the
Yes.
part because throughout his career, he has played with some of, and this is somebody that's coming from maybe a biased standpoint with
Mhm.
Garrett Wilson and
Mhm.
Chris Olave and now JSN that I
Mhm.
hope is a Packer, but it's all I'm banking it off of he made them great.
Okay.
But big but
Yeah, it's a big butt.
Garrett Wilson made Joe Flacco look great. He made Mike White look great.
Yes.
Chris Olave made Andy
Andy
Dalton
Dalton looked
look
good.
great.
Yeah, like
So maybe not great. That great's a hard word there. Maybe good. Maybe good.
Yes.
But it's tough. And I think that CJ Stroud falls in that, man, I don't know, but he had to do something right to make them top 15 picks in the NFL draft. He had to do something right.
Yeah. I think there's the consensus that he could potentially go one. As it sits right now, he's not the favorite. I'm not going to get too into all that jazz, but as it sits, he's going to be a top 5 pick. Where he goes, we don't know. But I think when I think of CJ Stroud, I do think of the Georgia game, because that game was immaculate. He did everything he could possibly to win that game, and I kudos to him, because Georgia has the best defense in college football. They had pro-ready guys, so it made me feel a little bit better watching him. Like, okay, he did well against pressure, because that was one of his knocking things too. He does not do well under pressure, but that one game, I don't know if his coach is just like, "Hey, this is your tryout tape. This is it." So
Could have been.
that could have been it, but I think the player comps we've all seen is Jared Goff and Matt Ryan has been like kind of the two names talked about. And I think those are pretty fair comps. Like, Jared Goff's the slander for Jared Goff's a little too much sometimes. Jared Goff is a very good quarterback in the NFL.
Jared Goff currently is the number 2 quarterback in the NFC.
Who's
Name one that's better.
NFC. Name one better than NFC. Oh man, I'm trying to think. So you got obviously Jalen Hurts.
I'm sorry. Maybe he's number 3. Maybe. You want to take Dak over him? Sure. Sure. I can agree with that. Outside of that, nobody else.
I think, man, I hate doing this. Like, probably Kirk Cousins, but that's just, we're going too much into it. I mean, you can make a case if you want to, but it's probably hard.
In the weeds. We're in the weeds here.
Yeah. But again, I think Jared Goff's a pretty good fair comp for him.
And look, I get that, like, Jared Goff isn't like lighting the world on fire. To be honest, Jared Goff has taken a team to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So if CJ Stroud can do that, he is worth the 101. If he's not drafted at the 101 by the Panthers, as a Colts fan, now this is just something I wanted to ask you, because I think this is pertinent to this entire series.
Yes.
Would you like CJ Stroud to be the head of your organization, the face of your organization? Would you like that?
Oh yeah, because we pick at 104, so we're taking the leftover, so to speak. So I'd be stoked with 75% of the guys we're going to cover, and the one guy I probably wouldn't be so stoked, but we'll get more into him later on.
Should be Bryce Young. So I feel like CJ Stroud is kind of falling down the board for no reason. I think that if in another class, he most likely would kind of fall a little bit more, but he would be the guy that you would want drafted in any situation, because his floor has to be higher than the majority of people coming out of college.
Yes.
Has to be, right?
Yes.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Ohio State does produce quarterbacks. They do show a tendency
wide receiver university.
Much more wide receivers. Much more.
Yeah.
Maybe not Ole Miss, but much more.
Yes.
I think Ole Miss might be wide receiver university.
No, it's Ohio State. It's not even close.
I don't know if it's not even close. We got to talk about this.
Hey, your favorite wide receiver came out of there. You want to know who his name is?
It's not AJ Brown, so it's
Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas came out of Ohio.
Brown.
It's Michael Thomas. He got you drafted 4 times.
AJ Brown is my favorite receiver in the NFL right now. So that's crazy that we're talking about that at this point. We're still in the offseason, ladies and gentlemen. Anything else about CJ Stroud?
I got nothing for him, but I mean, I'm excited for him. I'm excited where he's gonna land. I think he doesn't go past 5.
No,
in the NFL draft. I think he's bona fide top 5 pick.
He will be there at the draft. I think we got the list. I can't imagine. It would be just mind-boggling if he fell outside of the top 10. It would be
it'd be pretty wild if he fell to the top 10.
Yeah,
and it just goes to show that like all the analysts are not as smart as the NFL GMs are. That's the case. But
anything else, Brennan?
I got nothing else.
All right. So while we still have you guys here, if you guys stuck around this long, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let us know what you guys are thinking. If you guys would like us to cover another prospect throughout this time, hit that comment. We will do it. I promise you. this is the time to let us know.
Yes, sir.
Make sure that you check out our Twitter page at franchise
TFFB.
TFFB, franchise TFFB.
That
I'm
is
still
correct.
getting used to the whole verbiage. I'm sorry, guys.
Twitter
But
sphere.
yeah, the whole Twitter sphere. Until next time, guys, we will talk to you later.